Please welcome to the stage our next speaker, who is Danielle Lee, Global Head of Partner Insights for Spotify. Woo, come on. Go for it.
Hello. So we're going to get to know one another today. We're going to get a little bit personal. Yes. So we're going to have a little audience interaction here. Can I get a few brave souls to share 3 things? What's the last song you listened to? How did it make you feel? And what were you doing in that moment? I'll go first. For me, it was One Love by Bob Marley. I was home on Saturday, and my husband surprised me with a surprise birthday party. I was literally hanging drapes in my living room when people showed up. And he catered all my favorite foods: oxtail, jerk chicken, curry shrimp. And in that moment, I felt loved. I felt happy. I felt like with everything going on in this crazy world, I felt hopeful. So now it's your turn. Can I get 1 or 2 people to share a story? Don't be shy. And don't make me call on you. Who's a music fan in here? All right, there you go. We got our volunteer. Can we get her a mic? Last song you listened to, what were you doing and how did it make you feel? She's right there.
Well, this is a little embarrassing, but the last song that I heard was Photograph by Ed Sheeran. And I'm a sucker for that song because my 3-year-old asks me to put him to bed every night. And before I put him in the crib, he's like, "Can we dance?" And he dances with me to that song, so I feel really special. And in the part that it says, "I will remember how you kissed me," he turns around and gives me a kiss. So
that's beautiful.
I'm a sucker for it.
Excellent. One more. Anyone else? Okay, we got one here. Can we get a mic?
I'm a big fan of Juan Luis Guerra. This year, Juan Luis Guerra last week launched the last song. And I got it for Spotify first and any radio station. So I was really happy. And what I do was to share with my friends the new song from Juan Luis Guerra. That was, let me see, the name of the song, Loma de Cayenas.
And how did it make you feel?
Oh, I feel great because I love it, Juan Luis Guerra.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. So each of these moments are different, but there is a common thread. Music is a mirror. It uniquely reflects who we are, what we're doing, and how we're feeling. And it's personal. Am I right? It tells us, gives us the opportunity to connect in these real-time moments. You're not posting or snapping about these things. You're just using music to soundtrack your life and amplify moments big and small. When you're working out, studying, doing chores, you're listening to music and Spotify goes with you. And what you listen to is connected to how you're feeling right then and there. And as a result, we have a really rich and textured data set. It gives us unique insights into how people are feeling and unique audience understanding. We call this our streaming intelligence. It's our unique first-party data. It's connected how you're feeling to how you're feeling in that moment. Every time someone presses play, skips a song, creates a playlist, our streaming intelligence gets smarter. And this is what we use to fuel our personalized experiences on the platform. We couldn't make it happen without a few key factors. The first is persistent identity. Every time a person streams, they are logged in on Spotify across devices. Whether they're streaming on their PlayStation or Xbox, across their mobile devices and tablets, we can see and understand who that person is. So when they're on a jog in the morning, or on their computer at work, or even at home on their connected speakers, we understand who that consumer is across those devices. But persistent identity wouldn't matter without ubiquity. We've integrated into hundreds of devices so that people can access their music whenever they want, wherever they want. And in these moments, like running, showering, all these screenless moments, we're able to connect with those consumers. What we see is that this is fueling more personalization and more engagement. With the advent of connected cars, connected speakers, and now even podcasts, people are listening more today than ever before. Our free multi-device users are listening for 2.5 hours every single day. And they're not just listening in the background. They're actively engaged and curating their music experience every day. So they've created over 3 billion playlists on the platform. So what does streaming intelligence look like at scale? Since we're approaching Dia de Muertos, we thought it would be fun to take a look at how people stream for the holiday. So who's listening? What are they listening to? And how do they use music to celebrate their culture and honor the people they love? Last year in Mexico, we saw on the week of the holiday a 134% spike in Dia de Muertos playlists as people turned to Spotify to celebrate the holiday. And as you can see here, people streamed throughout the week for the full week. And what we're seeing here is that from October 31st to November 3rd, more than 10% of all streams were for Dia de Muertos playlists each day. They're also creating their own personal playlists. In Mexico, we have over 1.6 million event playlists created for the holiday. The top 5 artists are dominated by Mexican artists. Michael Jackson's Thriller commands the top spot, and Ray Parker Jr.'s Ghostbuster theme has become an anthem for the Day of the Dead. We can also see that there's a broad mix of genres across these playlists. Latin and classic rock take the top 2 slots. And we can even see who's streaming. So here we're looking at streams by age group. And people that are 25 and over are streaming more during this holiday than they typically stream. So they over-index against their benchmark. And what this suggests is that since the Day of the Dead is really honoring the people that we've lost, our loved ones, that the older demos are really leading the way in celebrating the holiday and passing that tradition along. So this is a key consumer insight, and one that marketers could leverage in their communication strategy. If your target audience is age 25 to 44, you could be looking at Dia de Muertos as a key event to surround. And so we've created one of our best creative solutions is really to own a moment like this, a key trend like this. It's called Own the Pulse. We work with brands to create custom audio and custom video. We team them up with a key artist or influencer that aligns with their brand message and their target audience. And so this is just a great example of how you can tap into streaming intelligence to leverage these cultural trends in human behavior. So it helps us to create, the streaming intelligence helps us fuel engagement, right? So what we've seen on our platform is that when we create these personalized experiences, it drives greater engagement. Let's take our flagship playlist, Your Discover Weekly. Discover Weekly is delivered to 180 million users every Monday. they get a new list of 30 songs to explore. So everyone's Discover Weekly is different. And what we see is that people who stream their Discover Weekly stream twice as long. And we attribute that to the fact that it's tailored to their tastes. The more they listen, the smarter our playlists get. The more engagement we drive, and the better our playlists get. So it's a virtuous cycle that benefits both the consumer and our brand. We took this to the next level with your time capsule. Your time capsule is a personalized playlist that's algorithmically generated, and it's using predictive modeling. Our data scientists use algorithms to predict the songs that you would have liked in your teenage years based on how you stream today, tapping again into this emotion of nostalgia, and really helping you see how music data is different. Right? It's tapping into these emotional insights. So what we did was we created, launched a new free experience on Spotify earlier this year. And the idea here was to drive even greater personalization into that experience. From the time you create a new Spotify account, you're able to select the artists that you love. And we're able to generate these personalized playlists from day one. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So people have come to expect personalization. Think about your favorite websites, apps, publication, when you shop, your social media feed. The best ones really do tap into your interests and tastes. And what we found is that people prefer to work with businesses that create these personalized experiences. And they get frustrated when experiences aren't personalized. But there's a great deal of responsibility that comes along with this level of audience understanding. At the end of the day, in this digital landscape, people want to know that brands are in service of their best interests. And they've lost trust in platforms that aren't doing this and that misuse their data. So they're demanding more trust and transparency and control. But there's a lot we can learn from brands that get this right. The brands that get this right have permission. They've established that permission by creating a value exchange, creating a more valuable, positive experience in exchange for the use of that data. And that value exchange is well understood. And they're earning the trust. So what does that really look like at scale? What can we learn from these brands that are getting it right? Let's take Netflix and Hulu. They've created these committed audiences based on delivering a personalized experience that feels like it's made just for you. When you sign in, you select your profile, and your homepage looks different than any other family member in your home. We also see it with the New York Times. They've created a personalized newsletter called Your Weekly Edition. It uses algorithms to deliver articles that are based on your specific interests. So everyone's New York Times experience is different. This isn't just specific to media companies. It also applies to the fashion industry. We're seeing with companies like Rent the Runway and the Trunk Club, the opportunity to reimagine the shopping experience. I'm a consumer of the Trunk Club. Every couple months, I get a new trunk delivered to my home. I work with a personal stylist who sends me articles of clothing, much of what she knows that I like, but often some wild cards of things that I would have never picked up, and sometimes I buy them. But as she learns what's in my wardrobe, she's able to create new looks for me. This is huge. I've got no time to shop, and every time they put a pair of leather jeggings in, I'm in. I don't know how they do it. So what we're seeing here is that all of these personalized experiences, from personal styling to personal TV shows to personalized news, they all have a similar approach. They're delivering relevant content based on your interests and tastes. It's designed just for you. And they've earned our trust because they understand us. So what can we learn from this? How can marketers take a cue from these brands and create their own personalized experiences? On Spotify, we've seen brands use our streaming intelligence to tap into moments. And they use contextual messaging when they do so. And it's all about connecting with the right audience in the right time and the right place. Let's take the workout moment. We've got over 9 million workout playlists. And what we found from our millennial research is that people stream workout playlists to stay focused and motivated. This is a great opportunity for a fitness endemic advertiser to reach this audience in that moment. And so we worked with Gatorade so that they could connect with young Hispanic athletes ages 18 to 34 to drive awareness for their product. And they used streaming intelligence to reach this audience in the real workout moment. They also tailored their messaging to be upbeat, to match the mood of the moment. And they made sure that they got the right creative in front of the right audience by delivering English and Spanish language creative based on the individual's language preferences. They took advantage of our sponsored sessions ad format, which gives the consumer 30 minutes of uninterrupted music in exchange for watching the ad. Let's take a look.
Watch this short video to get 30 minutes of uninterrupted listening. Enjoy the next 30 minutes of uninterrupted listening.
We can also tap into moods using streaming intelligence. Here, I want to show an example of a brand that we worked with in the UK to really detect when consumers are hungry. We worked with Snickers on their very popular brand message, "You're not you when you're hungry." I know I'm not me when I'm hungry. It is not pretty. But what we did was we identified and grouped fans of grime, pop, and rock. And we identified when they're listening to music outside of their usual streaming habits. We tailored the message. It really sounded like a song. The ad sounded like a song, and it would use lyrics that basically told them that they're listening in a way that's inconsistent with how they typically listen. Let's take a listen to the Hunger Spotter campaign from Snickers.
Yo, what you listening to, blood? It's strange, not that we're ones to jar. Just out of character, I've got to admit, is this your mum's account? Is this legit? Or is it because you're hungry? Feeling rather spacey or maybe confused? Help me out, please, and get this situation diffused. Did he not have dinner or not enough lunch? Grab a chocolate bar, go have a little munch. I'm not having this, bruv, this is out of order. This artist can't even play the recorder. Sort this out, fill that hole, get this whole situation under control. Sort this out, fill that hole, get this whole situation under control. It's what your gran would listen to, have some Snickers, get back to being you. You're not you when you're hungry, and neither is your music taste. Stop being so spacey, grab a Snickers and get back to the tracks you love.
So this is an example of how a brand took a message that they've been using on other channels like TV and then brought that into the audio world. So beyond moods and moments, we can also tap into passions. We're able to identify the biggest fans on the platform using our streaming intelligence and reward them. We created a program called Fans First. Fans First really identifies those people that listen most to one specific artist. And here we held an event right here in Miami for Camila Cabello. Fans First could really, we invite them to participate in a variety of different things. Access to pre-sale tickets, unique merchandise, even invitations to artist events. And so what we did here with Camila was create a pop-up party called Casa Camila. It was held at the Wynwood Bar, and she did a meet and greet with fans. She spent time with them, she took pictures, and this was a really fun experience for them, a memorable experience for them. And we don't just do this for the huge artists like Camila Cabello. We also do this for a variety of emerging artists. So I'll give an example of Matoma. He's a Norwegian DJ that makes dance and pop music. We worked with him to create an exclusive listening session for his top 100 fans in Chicago. BMW came on board as a sponsor for this event because they saw real value in creating this one-of-a-kind experience for consumers. Chicago was a top listening market for them, top market for them, and it was also a top listening city for Matoma. So we're excited to bring more of these opportunities, these one-of-a-kind opportunities for brands to be a part of. We've already launched a bunch of these in LATAM. This year we've done events in Brazil, in Mexico, and Colombia. So now that you have a good sense of the possibilities that personalization affords marketers and how versatile the experiences can be for different audiences and different moments, how music allows you to connect on a personal one-to-one level, I want to challenge you to reimagine how your brand can tap into moods and mindsets and passions, how you can really extend the experience to create a deep personal connection, how you can respect where they are and give them an experience that they won't soon forget. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Danielle. Thank you very much. I was upset that no one came to me. I had a good tune this morning to pump myself up for today.
I know. Put your hands up.
What a great presentation.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions there? We are all music fans, and I'm sure understanding how that personalisation. We have one right there. Beautiful.
Okay. There we go.
There you go. Great presentation.
Thank you.
I have a question. What percentage of your base are using the free or the freemium part of it, and how many are paying for it?
Yes. So we have 101 million monthly active users on our free tier. And it's an exciting area of our business because we're investing a lot in making that experience more personalized, giving the consumer more control. We just launched a new feature called Data Saver, so it's a growing area of our business.
Okay, any more questions out there? Yes, over on the other side. We have a microphone coming to you right now.
Thank you for the presentation. It's really, really good. How important is it for Spotify that the advertisers create their assets specifically for the platform versus bringing it from somewhere else?
In terms of the ad experience?
In terms of the ad experience, in terms of effectiveness,
I would say it's hugely important. It really is a native experience. It's so personal. And we really work to consult brands on how to do that in an effective way. You don't want to be tone deaf, and you don't want to be intrusive. So we go to great lengths to consult and help brands create the right experience. And that depends on the context of the user, their mood, their mindset. So when we see brands get it right, it really pays off.
Thank you. Well, we've got them warmed up now, Danielle. Right, on this side. Any questions on this side? Okay, back on this side. Anyone else have any more questions for Danielle? I'm sure she is around for a little while. If you have more questions and you feel a bit embarrassed to ask in a public forum, don't you worry. She will take personal questions as well. So without further ado, thank you very much, Danielle.
Thank you.
Thank you.